Hello guys, welcome back to the Brutal Investor channel. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. In this episode, we're going to talk about another project that has a really good potential in the short term, and this project is called the Chn Token or the XCN token, right? Again, as always guys, I highly recommend you guys to do your own research on any of the projects we cover on our channel. And for this project, I recommend you guys to go to the website Chn.com in order to learn more about this project, right? But before we talk about Chn.com, I want to talk to you guys about Gateio. Gateio is a centralized exchange that's known for listing low market cap gem tokens way before they get listed on major centralized exchanges such as Binance or Coinbase. What this means is if you have a Gateio account and if you buy these low market cap gem tokens, you stand a chance to make 10, 20, 50 or even 100x gains on those cryptos, right? And if you don't have a Gateio account, I suggest you to use the link in the description or on the screen right now in order to set up your Gateio account today so that you can not just make some really good gains on these low market cap cryptos, but you can also use some of their most popular platforms such as copy trading, giveaways and NFT boxes, which are not really available on many other exchanges, in order to take full advantage of these to get more profitability as well, right? And by using the link to sign up for this account, you are also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank you in advance. So going to the Chn Token, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to rely on the information present on CoinMarketCap's page for this token, along with the information present on the website itself. But this is only going to be a peripheral analysis, which means you need to do your own in-depth research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? So what is Chn? Chn is a cloud blockchain infrastructure that enables organizations to build better financial services from the ground up. So Chn is basically a cloud-based blockchain infrastructure platform that enables different organizations to build better financial services, right? And they allow it to happen from the ground up, which is one of their specialty, right? So Chn has launched Chn Core, which is a permissionless and open source blockchain and sequence. It's ledger as a service product. So when it comes to the Chn platform itself, they launched the Chn Core, which is a permissionless, decentralized and open source blockchain and sequence with its ledger as its service product, right? So that's their main focus and their main product as of now. Clients can receive discounts and pay for commercial fees with Chn tokens or the Chn tokens, as well as participate in community protocol governance and access to premium features. So what people or clients can do is that they can receive specific discounts and also pay the commercial fees that's happening on the network using a token called the Chn Token, which is not the same token that which we are talking about today, which is the Chn Token, which is the Chn Token that you can use to pay for fees as well as get discounts. That's a completely different token from the token that we are covering today, which is XCN, right? So this section is talking about the utilities of the Chn token, and what the clients can also do is that they can use the Chn tokens to participate in community protocol governance and access to premium features. So they can access all these features through the Chn or the Chn token, right? Using Chn Core, institutions can launch and operate a blockchain network or connect to a growing list of other networks that are transforming how assets move around the world. So what you can do with the Chn Core platform itself is that you can create your own blockchain or launch your own blockchain. And also what you can do is, if you don't want to launch a blockchain, you can connect with other blockchains on networks that are transformed and that basically are fully functional, and you can move around assets around the world. So that's basically what you can do with the Chn Core, right? The Chn protocol defines how assets are issued, transferred and controlled on the blockchain network. So they have a protocol called the Chn protocol, and the Chn protocol basically controls or determines how assets are issued, transferred and controlled within blockchain networks, right? It allows a single entity or a group of organizations to operate a network, support the coexistence of multiple types of assets, and the interoperable with other independent networks. So what Chn protocol also does is it also enables the fact that a particular particular token or a group of tokens are issued, and how they are transferred, and how multiple different assets can coexist within a particular blockchain, as well as how interoperability works between different blockchains. So these are all controlled by the chain protocol, right? And chain core is engineered for the performance demanded by modern financial systems. The time to sign, create, and validate a transaction is measured in milliseconds. So for the growing industrial needs, as well as the extreme behemoth which is the current financial system, chain core offers the perfect solution, right? So if you are an institution who has ample amount of data that needs to be processed, you can basically use blockchain technology. And out of blockchain technology, chain core is offering some of the best services to tackle some of the most vast and convoluted set of data and information that can be processed and verified on chain network, as well as the fact that you can create, validate, and sign transactions within a matter of a few milliseconds, which is how fast this network is, right? Sequence is a ledger as a service that enables organizations to securely track and transfer balances in the token format. So Sequence, which is another component that they have, is a ledger as a service platform or a protocol that enables organizations to securely track and transfer balances in a token format, right? That's basically what Sequence does. Using Sequence, organizations can securely manage their financial assets in a token format on private ledgers and soon seamlessly transfer them across public networks. So using Sequence, what organizations can do is they can basically manage their financial assets in a token-based format, as well as seamlessly transfer them between public blockchain networks. Although this feature is coming soon, it's not currently available, right? So this is kind of like the quick overview of what chain platform does, and they are basically a solution for organizations as well as institutions to create blockchain systems and to interact with other existing blockchains. And chain protocol as well as Sequence enable the creation, issuance, and interoperability of different assets and tokens between different blockchains, along with the chain core blockchain, right? So that's basically the quick overview of what this platform does. So the next section talks about the founders of chain, which I'm going to skip through because it's not a very important topic that will benefit this video, and therefore you can go through this information from CoinMarketCap space yourself, right? So I'm going to skip through the section, and I'm going to go to the most important section, which is what makes chain unique. So why would you choose to put your money on this particular token compared to any other platform, right? So chain protocol is designed to be shared multi-asset crypto ledger. It supports the coexistence and interoperability of multiple independent networks with different operators sharing a common format and capabilities. So what chain protocol does is it's specifically designed to create a shared multi-asset environment, and it's a cryptographic ledger that tries to connect different blockchains and make different tokens from different blockchains fully interoperable. So it's kind of like a blockchain like either Polkadot or Kusama or some other interoperable blockchain that not only is a very fast and highly scalable blockchain, but it also allows for interoperability within different blockchains as well, right? So that's kind of what chain is in the basic sense. And using the principle of least authority, control over assets is separated from control over ledger synchronization. So what they do is control over assets is separated out from control over ledger synchronization, which makes this process much more efficient. So if you see a lot of traditional blockchains, what they do is they try to sync the blockchain while also using the same computing power to control assets, right? To have control over assets. What this does is, since the blockchain is forced to do two activities simultaneously, it is a very slow process, and therefore it's very inefficient and thereby prevents scalability, right? But what chain does is they focus on trying to separate the control over assets component with the synchronization within the ledger, and thereby by separating these two, the network doesn't have to focus too much time and attention on both of them simultaneously, whereas it can happen in parallel with the same efficiency and makes it very highly scalable, right? So that's one of the main unique reasons why architecturally speaking, this platform seems to be superior to several other blockchains, right? The chain protocol allows any network participant to define and issue assets by writing custom issuance programs. So anyone can basically, any participant can basically define and issue assets using a custom issuance programs. So anybody can do that within the network if they know how to do that. Once issued, units of an asset are controlled by control programs. So there's another terminology called control programs, and these control programs control the units of an asset, right? These programs are expressed in a fungible and Turing-complete programming language that can be used to build sophisticated smart contracts. So when it comes to, again, they're mainly talking about the architecture and technical details of this. Overall, what you can understand from this is that these programs together work towards each other to make it a flexible and Turing complete. So Turing complete is the current standards of all the blockchains. One of the examples is Ethereum. So Ethereum is a Turing complete, kind of EVM compatible. EVM compatibility is Turing complete, and therefore it allows for smart contracts and sophisticated, smart contracts to be built. And Ethereum can do a lot of things because of its Turing complete nature, right? So what Chain aims to do is it tries to achieve the same Turing complete nature through different angles, and this paragraph basically talks about how they achieve that, right? So each network is secured by a federation of block signers. The system is secure against forks as long as the quorum of block signers follows the protocol. So again, one other thing that they're touching upon is the fact that they allow for forks only if there is no quorum between block signers, right? So if there is quorum, then there is no chance of forking the network, which is again another technical terminology that you need to understand. For efficiency, block creation is delegated to a single block generator. So they use a single block generator to generate blocks, which makes it sort of centralized, but at the same time makes the whole process efficient, right? So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, getting centralizations, kind of like they're taking advantage of certain level of centralization for creating blocks while focusing more on getting efficiency, right? So any node on the network can validate blocks and submit transactions to the network. So any node can basically validate validate and submit transactions to the network, right? Chain Core is an enterprise software product that implements the Chain protocol. An open source developer edition is freely available, and Chain operates a Chain blockchain network as a freely accessible testnet. So here they're trying to say that it is an enterprise software product that implements the Chain protocols. They have a enterprise software product, which is the Chain Core, that implements Chain protocol, and an open source developer edition is freely available for anyone to use on a testnet, right? So this is kind of like the quick overview of this platform itself. So let's go to the website to see what else that they cover. When you go to the website, which is Chn.com, you can clearly see they have a pretty good dark themed website. I really like their logo in the top left corner. They basically state that they can digitize deposits with sequence, and you can basically use you can digitize bonds, you can digitize currencies, and so on and so forth using the sequence that we discussed right now, right? So sequence is cloud blockchain infrastructure that enables organizations to build better financial services from the ground up. So obviously something that we already discussed about. They're mainly focused on providing institutions or organizations an opportunity to build financial infrastructures from the ground up, right? So if you want to sign up for Sequence, you can click the sign up for Sequence right now in order to access that. And if you want to learn more about this, you can click on the learn more button. If you're a developer, if you want to learn about their code as well as see how their code works, you can visit their GitHub in the left button here. And if you scroll below, that's pretty much it with their website. And if you see, they have a lot of information at the bottom, which you need to click and access in order to read through whatever the things that we covered so far in detail. They provide information about how their network works and how Sequence works, how their Chain protocol works, and everything that we touched upon right now briefly is going to be covered in so much detail. So I highly recommend you guys to read through that as well, right? Pretty simple and straightforward, quick website. All the informations are on the top right corner as well as on the bottom of the page. you can basically access them yourself, right? So going to the coin market cap page for this token. This token is currently ranked 2,830th by market cap and coin market cap, and on the top they've stated that the new Chn token or XCN token has launched and CHN is now burnt. So remember when I mentioned about the CHN token? So the CHN token is the older token that was used to pay fees and process transactions, but that token has been completely burnt, and the people who had the Chn token were reissued with the new Chn token called the XCN. So if you are getting confused about this, the article on CoinMarketCap was basically talking about the CHN token, which is the older version of the token. Now we have the XCN token, which is a new Chn token, which pretty much performs the similar functions to that of the previous Chn token, but it's a completely different token, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys keep that in mind. So this token is ranked 2,830th by market cap on CoinMarketCap, and it's currently trading at 7.8 cents per token at the time I'm making this video. And this token has been declining slightly in the past 24 hours of about 3.33%. So this token seems to be dumping. And if you take a look at the market cap, they are claiming that the market cap is $1.299 billion, right? Again, it is a blockchain-based project for infrastructure development, as well as it's an enterprise-based blockchain project. So it is not really surprising that the project is already worth $1.299 billion. But again, this should be taken with a grain of salt, because they are stating that this is not a reliable number based on the warning sign that you can see close to the market cap, right? So obviously this is a token that may have a market cap of less than 1 billion all the way till like maybe 1.3 to 1.4 billion dollars, but we don't really know for sure, but it's probably in that range, and it definitely is slightly probably above $1 billion at least, right? So it is definitely a project that, despite being less well known, it does seem to be having a really high market cap, which indicates that not a lot of common users like you and I will probably know about this project, but it seems like a lot of enterprises are already starting to use this project, and that's one of the reasons why they are investing money, making the market cap quite high, right? So that is a good sign in a way, because a lot of enterprises are definitely trusting this project and using their services, which definitely benefits the common investor like you and I, right? So if you scroll below, you can see that the token has a max supply of 68.8 billion tokens, which is a huge supply, but it is a blockchain based token, and thereby they do need a token supply like this one in order to obviously pay for fees. Obviously there will be lots of dApps that will be built on top of this blockchain, which will act as staking pools to stake this token. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for this token to get locked in within their ecosystem itself. But despite that, on face value, you can clearly see that the max supply of this token in the billions definitely is concerning, because it will definitely slump the price of this token from the mid to long term period, right? And if you see, the self-reported circulating supply is 16.48 billion tokens, which is, again, should be taken with a grain of salt. But if you see, out of 68.8 billion, there's only 16.48 billion tokens in circulation, which is which is relatively better compared to some other projects. But it's still, there's still a long way to go to get the entire max supply within the circulating supply, right? So obviously the tokenomics is not the great deal, and that's one of the possible reasons why this token is dumping so far. If you take a look at the charts itself, you can clearly see that despite the fact that the token has pretty poor tokenomics and it has potential issues with price slumping because of its tokenomics from the mid to long term phase, in the short term at least, it seems like the token has been going gradually upwards. This indicates two things, right? This indicates that this token is obviously a really good short term token, because it has kind of like a good curve where it's going constantly in the upward direction despite volatility here and there. And the second thing is that it seems like a lot of enterprises as well as organizations are starting to take this project seriously, and thereby they are clearly the main buyers of this token, because not a lot of retail investors would have even heard about this token, right? So the fact that a lot of organizations are investing in this project and the curve reflecting that shows that this project has good potential despite its poor tokenomics, right? And if you take a look at the price chart, price point for this token, initially it was worth 4 cents per token as of 15th of March 2022. Again, this is a very short term period that we're taking into account. The token obviously went up gradually, like, kind of like was going up in the upward direction, even though it was quite volatile, because if you see at this price point here, during 19th of March, the token went from 6 cents to a sudden decline of 5.2 cents, and then it kind of like rebounds back, reaching another peak and then down and then peak, and then it dumped all of a sudden abruptly, and then it reached an all-time highs of about 9 cents per token before declining down, right? So I think this is going to continue the trend whereby it will be going gradually in the upward direction, taking a big breather and then pumping back up, breather. But if you see, it's not a pump and dump kind of like a curve. It is a pretty gradual and very organic curve, which is very fascinating because you don't really see a lot of these kind of curves in many of the projects. This shows that the people who are buying this token, mostly institutions, they definitely believe in the project and they're not necessarily focused on dumping it for the short term, right? Although you can see some clear dumps every once in a while, potentially whales who have a huge stack of this token, right? So this is a very organic chart, and I believe that this project is definitely going to go in the upward direction for the foreseeable future. Again, until its tokenomics starts coming into play, whereby this token can move sideways or even not move at all, right? So that's probably the main kind of a conclusion that you can draw from this token. When it comes to buying this token, if you want to buy this token, you can clearly see that this is probably the best opportunity for you to buy this token before this token starts going above the 9 cents mark and making new all-time highs at 10 cents before crashing down, right? So if you buy this token at this price point at 7 cents and sell it at 10 cents, you're definitely going to make some decent profit. But again, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? When it comes to the Bitcoin comparative, again, it's a pretty impressive like curve where this token has a pretty similar dollar comparative and Bitcoin comparative, whereby the token price was initially worth, if you see, 123 satoshis per token. It's gradually going up and then crashes down, gradually going up, crashes down, gradually going up, crashes down, and then it's making an all-time high as of now of about 1946 satoshis per token before crashing down to a price of 1720 satoshis per token, which is definitely a good indication that this token is going to cross the 2000 satoshis mark, right? So it is definitely a good token to accumulate some predictable short-term gains in both Bitcoin and dollar comparative. It seems like even in the Bitcoin comparative, the volatility is not really high, which is a good thing because you can definitely triple your satoshis in a matter of few weeks, right? So that's that when it comes to the charts. When you go to the markets itself, where can you buy this token from? You can definitely buy this token from Gateio. Again, Gateio being one of the most prominent cryptocurrency exchanges to list low market cap gem tokens before they get listed on major exchanges, is the best exchange for you to have an account with. If you don't already have a Gateio account, I suggest you to use the link in the description to create your account today, so that not only can you get a chance to make some really good gains, you also get a 30% trading fee rebate when you sign up with the link in the description, right? And by using the link in the description to sign up for a Gateio account, you're also supporting the Brutal Investor channel, for which I thank you in advance. If you see, Gateio seems to be the major exchange that has two trading pairs for this token, one with USDT and another one with ETH. I suggest you to stick to USDT to avoid extreme volatility. And the next exchange is going to be Bittrex as well as KuCoin. I would suggest you to not use Bittrex. However, you can use Gateio and KuCoin as the two primary exchanges to buy this token from, right? Since there is an ERC20 version of this token available, you can buy this token from Uniswap version 2 as well. But I wouldn't really suggest you to go below that, right? So what's my final verdict on this token, guys? I think this token is going to continue to make some predictable short-term gains. I think this token is going to be rallying towards a 10 cents mark in the next 2 to 3 weeks, and that's the price where it will kind of peak out and then it will dump again and then maybe even peak out even further. So it's going to make that predictable pattern that it's been making so far, and it's going to continue this pattern for the next 6 to 8 months. And then depending on how this platform does in the general sense, that will determine how it's going to move. Either it's going to move in the sideways direction or probably can even go even further as well, right? I think the long-term price potential for this token depends fully on the network itself and how it can balance between different blockchains and become much more valuable. But for the short term, I can see this token crossing the 25 cents mark in the next 6 to 8 months from now. And I think if the project does really well and consistently starts growing and getting more enterprise investors, I think this project will probably even cross the 50 to 75 cents mark in the next 2 to 3 years from now, right? Again, this is just my opinion, guys, not financial advice. Please do your own research before you put your hard-earned money on this token, right? Again, remember, guys, you guys are not regular investors, you guys are brutal investors, so stay brutal. Thank you very much for watching my video, guys. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. See you in my next video. Bye.